Hello, friends. It's a new day and the defenders are flying out to meet the invading horde, sending them a full load of 70mm rockets donated by allied countries as a present. The activity of these units has been so intense that they exhausted the stock of all Soviet-made unguided rockets, not only in Ukraine but also in all European countries, so they had to be adapted to use Western models. All so that Ivan receives the dose of hospitality he deserves. Back at the front, I know we don't see many armored vehicles taking off anymore, but in this footage the Marines show us the effect of a loitering munition detonated on a Kamaz truck, which was intercepted 70 kilometers behind the front. The Orc exclusion zone continues to expand. On the air front, on April 9th, there was a ground-to-air engagement between a Russian Tor air defense system and a swarm of Ukrainian FP-2 attack drones. The main center, which was operating over the settlement of Kalchinivka in Donetsk Oblast. This Tor was more alert than most of its counterparts, so it managed to shoot down the first two drones, which recorded the missile launches by the invader. However, thanks to the real-time video transmission from the first two intruders, a third FP-2 drone was able to identify the launch position, locating and neutralizing the Tor system. Since the mosquitoes operate with a swarm logic, where a stream of them moves in a certain direction, exhausting and destroying the air defenses in the attack area. This was the 9th anti-aircraft system destroyed in the first 9 days of April. Continuing on the air front, a MiG-29 Mu-1 of the defenders drops a pair of French hammer bombs on a building where a Z-Horde drone operators center had been set up. It's a shame to see that a beautiful building, which seems to have been either a school or a hospital, is completely destroyed. The Signum Battalion shows us how they managed to clear out the pipes where an invader had decided to take refuge, even building a small wall to keep the local mosquitoes from bothering him. You can see it's now a much warmer home for the tourist. The struggle for the forests of Liman. Operators on this front must be the most skilled among those challenging the invaders. The forests of Liman pose a major challenge for the invaders, covering this area of Ukraine. But despite the difficulties, they always manage to deliver abundant doses of Ukrainian hospitality to the illegal tourists. It's striking they no longer need to go around the trees and can go straight into the fight. Why? Why? Because they increase the amount of C4 and can get through any obstacle. Just to get to give Putin's kiss to Ivan? The Lázar group is a special operations unit of the National Guard that identified and then carried out precision attacks with bomber drones against two key components of the S-300V anti-aircraft system, including a launcher and a 9S-32 multi-channel radar. In the first phase of the operation, a guard drone operator post and a Palatine electronic warfare system, which protected the S-300 anti-aircraft battery, were neutralized. This made it possible to send in the bombers to neutralize their vehicles, which were hindering Ukrainian aviation operations in the area. Direct hits were achieved on both systems, as well as secondary detonations, which confirms the complete destruction of both vehicles of the anti-aircraft battery. On the naval front during the night of April 5th to 6th, the Direct Operations Department carried out an attack with FP-2 drones against the Russian railway ferry Slavianin, which was the last operational vessel of its kind in the Kerch Strait, and it was completely put out of service. This is important because after the damage caused by the defenders to the Kerch railway bridge in October 2022, Mordor had to suspend the transport of heavy cargo across it and had to start using these railway ferries. There were two other vessels of this class, but the Conroe trader was disabled and ended up sinking in 2024, while the Avangard was put out of service in March of this year. The Slavianin had already suffered an impact in July 2024 and additional damage in March 2026, but it was able to continue operating. Without the Slavianin, the invaders will have to risk sending trains across the weakened bridge or send their military convoys through the occupied regions of Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia, putting them within reach of all the Ukrainian mosquito swarms hunting in those regions. The Slavianin is a roll-on, roll-off rail vessel designed to allow vehicles to be loaded and unloaded without the need for cranes, and it had the capacity to transport up to 50 rail cars in a single trip. We continue on the Black Sea front, as during the night of April 6th, naval units, in coordination with the unmanned systems forces, carried out a combined attack against the Sivash self-elevating drilling platform. In the Olist-Sinki gas field, approximately 120 kilometers southeast of Odessa, images released during the operation show multiple impacts and secondary explosions on the platform. The platform, which Russia has turned into an advanced electronic warfare post, served as a center for surveillance equipment for early warning against drones, naval drones, and strategic strike drones, communications repeater, base for special operations forces, GPS jamming, in addition to providing a stable base for the operation of short-range air defense systems. The defenders really wanted to disable this outpost, so they launched a combined attack which included strike drones with the mission to suppress the defenses, followed by naval drones that attack the platform supports to bring it down, or at least weaken it. The approach of this flotilla was covered by suppressive fire from machine guns on remotely operated stations, which were operated from other Magura-type naval drones. At the same time, RBS-15 anti-ship missiles of the Fire and Forget type, made in Sweden, were launched from land. These missiles were donated quite some time ago and are making their first public appearance. They approach their target skimming over the waves, carrying a 200-kilogram high-explosive warhead. This is Ukraine's second similar attack on this platform. In the first one, at the beginning of March, a K-27 helicopter that was landing on the helipad was destroyed. According to the defenders' assessment, the usefulness of the platform as a surveillance and electronic warfare node was severely compromised. We'll have to see if a third attack happens. Moving on to the gastronomic front, in this video we see the work of the chefs of the 125th Marine Infantry Brigade, who make sure that the tough amphibious soldiers don't go out on their missions hungry. Our day starts at 5 in the morning, and we immediately get to work on our tasks, which involve preparing hot meals for our Marines. We propose the menu to the command.
We will think about it ourselves with input from our leadership.
We try to make a variety of interesting dishes. And we have repeatedly heard from the soldiers who join our brigade that they never would have imagined they would eat so well in the Army.
Thank you for watching the video.
After joining the 3rd Army Corps, our logistical capabilities have increased significantly. This let us expand our menu because they supplied modern equipment. Due to the expansion of our unit, we need more colleagues. That's why, if you are a cook in civilian life, we will be happy to welcome you to our team. If you want to see additional content about the war in Ukraine, I invite you to visit our 2 new channels, where we present information about the war in a different format. Don't forget to check them out. Remember to visit our Patreon, where for just $1, you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and documentaries. Lastly, visit our store, where you can find items inspired by some of Ukraine's most outstanding units. Carry history with you, and with every purchase, you'll be supporting the United 24 program, which directly supports reconstruction programs, helps the civilian population, and defense. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel